And welcome to this week's edition of the Mezzetti Show. I'm your host. My guest this evening is Shafer-Wood, who's a local musician. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Very well.
Good. So I was wondering if you can maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are.
Sure. I've been in Connecticut now for a long time. Gosh, I guess that makes me a New Englander if you're here for 20 years.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I've been an artist, and I play in a band.
Okay.
And I write music with my husband.
All right.
We just produced an album a while back.
Nice.
I'm very proud of it.
Cool.
It took quite a while to get. Managing a band and getting everybody together is tricky.
It is.
Because you got all these personalities.
Right.
And but I'm very thankful for the people that I play music with, and I'm really happy with the record that we produced at Coffee House Recording Studio in Middletown.
All right.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
Within a nutshell,
Yeah.
what type of music is on the...
Within a nutshell, how can I put that in a nutshell? What type of music? It's original music.
Okay, cool.
So I mostly do the lyrics, although I started playing the ukulele, so I'm more of a vocalist and a singer.
All right, cool.
Poetry was the gateway for me into music.
Gotcha.
And my husband is he's also a singer too, but he's really talented musician. So we create the songs together and he'll come up with a musical riff, and I'll come up with the song, the lyrics. Okay. But I did write my first song on a ukulele recently, so I'm really excited about that.
I was gonna say, is it writing a song on a ukulele, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it that hard?
No, ukuleles are great.
I imagine it being hard and difficult and.
You know, a ukulele is a beautiful instrument. If you wanted to learn how to play an instrument, I would say, and you wanted a stringed instrument, the ukulele is very friendly for the beginning musician. Okay. Because it's only got 4 strings and 5 strings. I'm sorry, and it's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, as far as let's talk about local music.
Local music I have a passion for local music. We do a radio show in WESU, and we also produce the Middletown Music Festival, which features all local artists. And part of my passion about that is I feel like there's not a lot of places for local musicians to play original music. Lots of bars and restaurants want cover music. Right. So what I like to do is to provide a stage, produce a show, and have it be all local music. Okay. With the theme being it's original. So there's some cover music going on. There's some great cover bands too out there that I really enjoy and appreciate, but really we focus on local music.
Now tell us a little bit about, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, the festival that happened, I would say not long ago.
Yes, the Middletown Music Festival.
All right.
We had this vision of a group. When I say we, it's this group of artists that I have the blessing to know and hang out with, and together, we're a gang. No.
All right.
No, together we come up with these ideas, and so. Middlesex Community College, I graduated there. I'm not going to say when.
Okay. All right.
A while ago.
Okay.
I graduated there a while ago, and it's a beautiful location.
It is.
It really is, and it's very. They're very supportive of what we do, and so we've been doing this. This year was our 4th year.
Nice.
And we do it every second weekend in August. Okay. To keep the tradition going, so people just know that in August. The second weekend, it's the Middletown Music Festival.
There you go.
And this year we had 2 days and 2 stages. So that was quite a big deal for us. And the City of Middletown, the Middletown Commission on the Arts, they have been wonderful. Thank you, Middletown Commission on the Arts, for supporting us with a grant that helps us get us off the ground, because we don't sell tickets. No. So the idea is that the local music is open to everybody in the community. And because it's outside of a bar or restaurant, it really is open to everybody. Okay. So we have families coming with little kids. We have teenagers coming. We have 20-something, 30-something. Everybody's coming. Okay. And they all have a great time. And so this year was really, really fantastic. It was a little nerve-wracking at first to have 2 stages in 2 days.
Oh, God.
in our 4th year. And so next year is number 5, like a whole handful. So I'm really excited about that.
Still 2 stages next year? We're going to go to 5 stages next
well,
year?
no, just
right,
the 2 stages.
All right,
Just the 2 stages.
All right.
But, I don't know if I can do more. Well, you
know. No, I don't think. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll keep the suspense happening for next year, and
if you want to know, you never know what could happen.
If you want to know how many stages, I guess you're going to have to show up at the festival.
You got to show up, and well, the thing is the campus is big, and every year we've taken over more territory.
Oh boy.
So this year we really spread. They have a beautiful new pavilion there that they just put in. I don't know if you've been on the campus.
I haven't been I haven't been up there in a while.
Oh my gosh, this new pavilion is beautiful, and that's what inspired us to put another stage up. And we call it the Acoustic Cafe, which is really nice.
And obviously at the Acoustic Cafe you hear
acoustic music. Yeah.
There you
it was really, really wonderful. I really enjoy it. The local music here in Connecticut, we're a very blessed state. Maybe I'm biased.
That's okay.
But from what I've come in contact with and all the artists that I've come in contact with, and there's a lot of them out there, just incredible music.
I was going to say, do you have a couple of favorite local artists that you...
Oh, absolutely. The Balkan Brothers. Pay attention to that name. Okay. The Balkan Brothers. Right. Okay, they're about to go to Europe. And they're about to go to Europe on tour, and Papa Chubby is producing them. Giggle Juice, I play with them. They're like, we integrate with each other. So Giggle Juice is just a fabulous band. They've been around for about 20 years.
Okay.
Let's see who else. Seat of Our Pants, they're a newer band, really talented. Let's see who else. Julia Autumn Ford, and she plays in a duo called Bella the Fall. Mm-hmm. And let's see, oh boy, there are just so many great ones. The Terry Ram Band, well, I just love them. They got this like Southern rock feel to them.
Okay.
All original music, a lot of energy and gusto, and then there's a young band, they're called Calamar, and they're young, they're like 18, 19 years old. I'm imagining, freshmen in college, maybe not freshmen in college, we're like, no, we're not freshmen, but they're still in college. Okay. And they've got a great band and a really, really professional, good sound.
So if I was to say to you, why should I come to your music festival next year, what would you tell me?
Because you will just love the music, all of it.
All right.
There's something for everyone. Like next year, we're even going to have jazz, because my parents are jazz musicians, so they're going to come up and they're going to play.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in a musical family.
All right.
Artists and musicians. I tried to escape for a while, and I was like, I don't want to be in the arts or music. And
how'd that work out for you?
It didn't work out well.
No.
I had to just come back to where I needed to be, into my roots, and that was a good thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. We're talking about the local music. Obviously, there's a difference between the local musicians and the local bands, and then there's the bands that cover the different types of music.
Yeah.
It's probably more important to support your local musician rather than your cover band.
Yeah, and the cover bands, I know a cover band, and they're fantastic. Mm-hmm. So they're still local musicians too. Right. What's really unique about the original local musicians is that you haven't heard their music before.
Right.
And it's exciting. See, and I think people, bars and restaurants, I think they think that their patrons want to hear cover bands.
Right.
They just want to hear good music.
Exactly.
So I did this with a bar recently. I played in East Hampton for a fundraiser for autism. And the bar owner was a little hesitant about us because we were an original band.
Right.
And our name is J Cherry and the Strawberries, so I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I spoke with her, and I'm like, trust me when I tell you that your restaurant will really enjoy us, because we're good at what we do, and we put on a good show. And she enjoyed us. She wants us back.
Really?
Yeah, everybody was up, they were dancing. Yeah, they never heard this music before. But they just liked it because it's good music.
Exactly.
And that's what cover bands, they play good music too. They're playing other people's music.
Right.
And people are familiar with that.
Exactly.
But you don't have to be familiar with music to enjoy it.
Exactly. Now, as far as let's stay on the music for a few minutes. Musical inspirations for you.
Musical inspirations, quite a few. I would say Janis Joplin. I'm very loud. My kids are always telling me, "Shh, you're so loud." I have a very loud voice, or large voice. The Doors.
All right.
Led Zeppelin. I guess maybe I'm dating myself. Pink Floyd.
The Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones. Oh gosh, Black Crowes.
Now I'm dating myself. My God.
Hey, I saw the Rolling Stones in 1989. My first rock concert.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
At Shea Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, and back then the train conductor was telling me, "Are you going to see those old guys? Isn't that funny?"
You're like, no. You're like, no, I don't think so. Now, as far as your band, you guys obviously are all original tunes, right?
Yes, all original music. Our album is called In the Belly of the Beast.
And what type of music do you guys normally play when you're out performing?
I guess if you were going to put us in it, it's always hard to answer that question. I even find artists have a hard time answering it for me when I ask them. It's like it's like a cross. It's funky. It's Americana. It's rootsy rock. Okay. I guess if you can put it in a genre.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
It's definitely it's got it moves.
All right. It's not like you're going to sit there and like. Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're not going to be falling asleep.
No, it's not going to.
We're not screamo.
Thank God. Thank God.
But
that's a good thing.
It's got movement. It's got rhythm.
It's got movement. It's got rhythm. Now, how hard is it? You said you write your own music, correct?
Yeah.
How hard is it to write a song?
I feel like the songs write themselves. They come to you. And if you tried really hard to write, you could get blocked up,
Right.
So for us, we do a lot of improvisation.
Okay.
And I recommend that for any artist to just improv, especially because if you're on stage and you fumble a lyric, you just keep rolling with it. Right. The audience doesn't know
Nobody
that you
will
didn't
catch
get that
it.
lyric right. And the improvisation helps with that. So when we're writing and producing, we'll have a jam session, and it'll be like, oh, I think we got the basis of something.
Right.
But then sometimes you sit down and you'll hear something in your head, or there's something you want to say, or you've been moved by an experience.
Exactly.
And I have a song I want to write for those type of people that don't say hello to you but they know you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a song for them. I'm working on that right now.
Really?
Because it bothers me, when you know somebody and then all of a sudden they decide they're just not going to say hello to you. Whether they like you or not, they should just say, hello, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
What's it going to hurt?
Exactly.
We don't have to go out to dinner.
No.
We don't have to be best friends, but
No, just say
polite.
hi
We're
to me.
people. Just say hello. Why ignore me? I know who you are.
Exactly.
You know who I am.
What irritates me is if like somebody says hello to me.
Yeah.
And like, hey Peter, how's it going? And I'm like, okay, I know you, but I don't know your name to say hello to you properly back to you. That makes me nuts.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. I run into that too.
It makes me absolutely crazy. And if I'm with somebody, I'm like, how do you have to say hello? Hey, we're about to go into a break. Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Sure.
We'll be right back.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Jen Wood. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So we were talking about in the first segment local music and some of your musical inspirations and how, but what we didn't talk about is how did you get started in the music business?
That's a good question. Poetry has always been something since I was a kid.
Okay.
You know, I've always had like a little journal where I do poetry, and it started with open mic. I love open mics. I produce open mics around the state too.
All right.
They're called Anything Goes. They're all over the place. So I was going. You know, I had a studio. I was applying for a poetry fellowship.
Okay.
And I was up in my studio, and it was a hot summer day, kind of like today. It's like humid and hot, and I'm sitting there, my window's open, and I hear this beautiful music coming from down the street.
Oh, all right.
So I walk in there, and you know, my life changed drastically. It was just, you know, it was this open mic. I've never experienced anything like it. It was poetry, it was music, it was a little bit of everything. So they had conga player there, so you could get up there with your poetry, and you could say your poetry with music in the background. And it changed everything. So all of a sudden, the poetry had music. And the next thing I know, I'm like, you know, I traveled to Switzerland my father lived in Switzerland, and he passed away. And I traveled out there to say goodbye.
Right.
He'd passed away a while ago. My original goal was to get his ashes and bring him home.
Right.
But that didn't happen because you can't bring dirt easily.
No.
I brought his guitar back.
There you Really?
Brought his guitar back, a Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul guitar.
Really?
Of course, I don't play it. My husband does.
Okay.
It was like
All right.
Cinderella. You know, Cinderella had the glass slipper and the prince guitar. Well, I had the guitar.
There you go.
And then the man who was able to play that guitar, I ended up marrying him.
Outstanding.
The one thing led to another, where all of a sudden this band was together, and it really started from poetry and going to an open mic, and always wanting to. I always was a singer when I was in school and in chorus and stuff, but I had stopped that for a while and would just sing to my children.
Yeah.
And so when I started to combine the poetry with the music, well, one thing led to another.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, as far as I understand what we also talked about this during the first segment as well, but let's talk about it again.
Yeah.
I guess from what I'm doing research, we recently had a music festival in Middletown.
Yes, the Middletown Music Festival, which is a celebration of local original music in the state of Connecticut, exclusively. Only Connecticut. I've had people who want to come in from other states. I would take out of state like Massachusetts, New York. It has to be that local, like that close.
You're not coming from Jersey or Brooklyn?
No, we really are staying in the region, and mostly Connecticut, though there is a band I recently met from Massachusetts who I really enjoy their music, and I invite them. I guess that's my bias.
There you go. There you go.
But the idea is to open the local music scene up to the people in the community. And showcase it and say, look what's happening right in your backyard.
Very nice.
These artists, you can come up and you can meet them and you can say hello, like the Balkan Brothers. I talked about them before.
Yes.
But I really believe that they're going to probably go national.
And after everybody's done performing, will they hang around and talk to the public?
Yes, they totally do.
Talk to the public, talk to the artists, or
interact
talk to
with the artists, and it's so approachable. Like you can go up and meet them and talk to them, and we totally encourage that. We have a table where we put all the music so people can come and they can look at all the music, and we do drawing prizes because we're donation based. Right. So we don't sell tickets, so we to inspire people to support us, we have these drawing prizes. And one of the drawing prizes is a library of local music of the artists that we're playing in the festival.
Really?
Yeah, it's
cool.
It's quite a library of music. Yeah, really.
Including you guys.
Including us.
There you
including
go.
us, yeah.
There you go. Now, as far as, let's talk a little bit about how important is it to you to support your local musician and your local music? Very
important. For me, it's a passion, and we're about to file as a nonprofit organization. That's how passionate I am about that. It's important because when you support what's going on locally, the whole community is better for it. Right. And you don't have to go and spend a fortune for a rock concert to see a major national celebrity. Yeah, that's great too. And people do it all the time. They'll drop a lot of money to do that. But you can go for, a lot less of a cost to any place around here in Connecticut, you know, we've got like up where we are in Middletown, we've got like the Buttonwood Tree, Max 650 Gallery. We do garden concerts for Art Walk. That happens every Thursday, the first Thursday of the month in Middletown.
Really?
We put music in the garden, and it's free, and it's local, and it's original music.
Awesome.
And so when people go out and they support that, it's really nice for the artist because you're supporting their music.
Right.
It's not like you have to even buy the music, but being there and listening and
Just
being a
go
part
hang
of
out.
it.
Go hang out, man.
That's what it's all about, you
Right.
know. They made the music to share it. It's
Exactly.
not so much about selling it and you know, in that regard. Oh, yeah, that always helps, but
Right, exactly.
nobody's going to say no.
Exactly.
But really, it's the idea that for the artists is that they want to share with the
Exactly.
community.
Now, we talked about writing music, writing lyrics, and I was wondering if maybe we can pick up on that a little bit about as far as how long it takes to maybe write a song or where you get some of your inspirations.
Life is one of my big inspirations for writing songs. Every song that my husband and I have written, it's really is about life experience.
Okay.
And like, and the process, you know, you go through a process where the song will write itself.
Right.
And you spit it out, and boom, there it is.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then you can refine it, you can tweak it. I'll come up with words, lyrics.
Yep.
And then my husband will come up with the riff part of the musical part, which
Yep.
we in the music world call that a riff
Right.
or a progression
Yep.
or harmony.
Sure.
And we'll combine the two, and it's really exciting, you know. It sometimes the song can take a little while as you tweak it and you work it, and then you got to get the band to play it with you, so they got to learn it too.
Yeah.
That's a process.
I was going to say, how hard is that?
It can be challenging. You really need to practice once a week, and that can be hard because people have lives. You know, our bass
Right.
player, who we've been playing with for a while, he had a baby last year, so we didn't see him much last year.
No.
But the baby's a little older, so he's back in the game.
back in- all
So I'm
right.
like so thankful because he's really great, and we've been playing music with him for quite a while.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, what else do you want to tell our viewers and our listeners about the music industry? And
Well, you know, local music is wonderful, like we were talking about, and I think that our technology today empower. Like, if there's an artist out there tuning into the show, you know, all the tools that we have are really beneficial to the local artist.
okay.
And I found that as technology has advanced, the ability to get this local music out there has advanced. Like, you can send sound files like that now. Like 5-6 years ago, that was like really hard.
Exactly.
So that's really exciting that you can really share your music. You can put it out there.
Right.
And you know, you want to protect your music, and you want to put it that it's copywritten,
Right.
and it's, you know, this is original music that you know, don't
Right.
duplicate
don't-
without permission and
right.
that kind of stuff. So you do want to protect yourself.
Exactly. Now, you said you were starting a nonprofit organization.
Yes. J Cherry Presents.
Tell us a little bit about the nonprofit.
So J Cherry Presents has been around since I've been producing my radio show at WESU for about 5 years. And what we do is we provide a stage for the local artists, a bridge to the community.
All right.
So we provide that bridge and that stage in places that are accessible to everybody. That's what we like about the Middletown Music Festival.
Okay.
And we're also doing another festival called Monster Mash, which is that's a new thing it's a baby. So that's
right.
still in development.
Well, let's talk about it.
So this is going to
We're
be.
here, so let's-
We're going to have Monster Ball.
Okay.
So costumes.
All right.
Music and costumes. I mean, you can't get better than that. And the same thing, it's
Right.
all local music. Although I do have a cover band in that particular lineup. They're just so good. And it's not like you should exclusively pick one or the other. It's a little
Right.
more challenging for the original band than it is for the cover band to get a stage. But we're open, and they're a really great band.
All right, let me ask you this question. When is it?
It's coming up in October 16th to
Okay.
18th. It's a camp out. Is that a little crazy?
What?
Because it's October. It's going to be cold. I'm a little worried about
Camping
that.
in October?
Camping in October, yeah.
My idea of camping in October is
Cold.
a hotel room
A
somewhere.
hotel room. But we're going to do it, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Where?
Wild Bill's Nostalgia. He has a field out there, and
Which is, I have a feeling I know where it is,
Middletown.
but if people don't know
Middletown,
where it is.
Connecticut,
Okay.
Wild Bill's, and he has a big field,
Okay.
and he's opening it up to artists like myself with dreams, dreams and schemes. I see a big field, I see a blank canvas.
This sounds like a good time.
It is going to be a great time.
This sounds like
And there's going to be 2 stages, and it's going to go all night long.
Only 2 stages?
Only 2 stages.
Come on. Maybe next year those are going to be 3.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see. So what can people expect when they come to this wonderful musical weekend?
They can expect really awesome local original music. And then we also have a cover band coming too, and the singer is just incredible. And their name is kind of up in the air right now.
That's
so
fine.
We're not even going to get into
That's
that.
fine. No, we won't. No, we're not getting into that.
But costumes and
Excuse me. And as far as what else do you want to tell our viewers and listeners?
let's see, what else do I want to say? I like being here in Connecticut. It's a great state to be as an artist. I came from New York.
I was going to say, that's
from
right.
New
I didn't
York.
do a monologue. So tell us a little bit about
I came from
who
New
are
York.
you, where you came from?
Originally came from New York. I've been, like I said, I consider myself a New Englander now.
All right.
I'm not a New Yorker anymore. I've been here for over 20 years.
All right.
So, it's really exciting here, and there's a lot of support in the art community, and people are really cool about that, and I like that. And there's a lot of opportunity for the local artists in Connecticut.
Very nice.
From my perspective.
Of course, for your perspective. Now, if people want to get information on the event in October, what I would do is I'd link them to my website, and then I can direct them to you.
Yes.
And then what we can do is we can get the information out that way. And of course, you guys are in the planning stages of the event for the summer festival for next year.
We are already booking bands for that, and that's going to be 5 years. Like, it's so exciting.
5 years.
5 years. Like, when you hold up your hand, you're like, 5. That's like it's a milestone number.
And
for a grassroots
Right.
local music festival, because that's really what we are, grassroots.
And you know what else the music festival might have next year? You never know. I might show up.
Yay, that would be wonderful.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for hanging out with me
Thank
tonight.
you for having me.
Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Good night.